So let us bring in here the total debt and the cash. So we can copy that. We can switch to our financial model. And we can paste here Alt ES space V as values. We can switch back and copy for the third-party companies. Copy that, switch to our model. We can paste here Alt ES V as values. We can also copy for advertising, total debt and the cash on your balance sheet, or ESV as values. And for the cloud computing companies, let us copy your total debt and cash, or ESV as values. We can also paste here for the subscription companies. Copy your total debt and cash on the balance sheet given to us from Capital IQ company filings. We can paste here all ESV as values. So we have the total debt and cash go in place. So now we can use that information to determine whatever the enterprise value of this company is. So we determine whatever the enterprise value for Amazon companies, and also determine their enterprise values for the first-party companies, third-party companies, advertising companies, cloud computing companies, and subscription companies. So let us begin with the market capitalization. So for the market capitalization, it's just going to be equal to, we take the current share price and we multiply that by the number of shares outstanding. So we have that in place there. Now, in order to determine the net debt, it's going to be equal to, we take the total debt and then we deduct the cash to arrive at the net debt. So Amazon's enterprise value in this case is going to be equal to, we take the market capitalization plus the net debt. So that gives us Amazon's enterprise value. So this formula for the market capitalization and the enterprise value applies for all of the companies. For the first party comms, the third party comms, the advertising comms, the cloud computing comms, and the subscription services comms. So we're going to be applying the same formula for the market capitalization and the enterprise value for all of those, what we did for Amazon. So in order to do that, we will just copy here the formula. We can highlight all of these cells and we paste Alt ESF as formulas. If we hit F2, we can see that it's performing the same calculations for. We can also highlight all of these formula for the net debt and the enterprise values. We can paste for the first party comms Alt ESF as formulas. So we have that set up in place. So we can do the same thing for the third party comms. And just copying that. Alt ESF. Paste as formulas. And then we can use F4 to repeat the last action. For the cloud computing and lastly for the subscription companies. So we have here the market capitalization calculated for us. So now we can switch to the net debt. We take whatever we did for Amazon, we copy that, and we paste it for the third-party comps or the ESF, let us paste as formulas. So we have that separated. We can just keep doing the same thing for the advertising comps or ESF, paste as formulas. Maybe we can use effort to repeat the last action for the cloud computing comps. We can also use effort to repeat the last action for the subscription companies. So as you can see, we have that calculated for us. So now, having computed the current capitalization, we can also bring in some very important metrics here, such as the financial estimates. So in this case, we will bring in